For 110 years, the British cycling team was a case study in mediocrity. Since 1908, they had managed to win exactly one Olympic gold medal. Their performance was so consistently poor that one of Europe's top bike manufacturers actually refused to sell them gear. They were afraid that if other professionals saw the Brits using their bikes, it would ruin the brand's reputation. In 2003, British Cycling hired Dave Brailsford as its new performance director. Brailsford bypassed the traditional strategy of a massive overhaul, instead bringing a completely different philosophy to the team. He ignored the search for revolutionary sweeping changes. Instead, he chose to obsess over microscopic margins. Brailsford called this the aggregation of marginal gains. It's a strategy where if you break down everything that goes into riding a bike and improve each element by just 1%, you get a significant increase when you put them all together. The team made granular, unconventional tweaks. They redesigned seats for better comfort, rubbed alcohol on tires for grip, and used electrically heated overshorts to maintain ideal muscle temperature. These hundreds of small improvements eventually accumulated. The team didn't just end their losing streak. They went on to achieve 5 Tour de France victories in just 6 years. This victory raises a central question. How does this same mathematical principle apply to the much messier daily struggles of an average human life? Monumental success is the compound interest of microscopic improvements. To see this principle in action on a personal scale, we have to look at the story of high school sophomore James Clear. On the final day of his sophomore year, a classmate took a full swing with a baseball bat. The bat slipped out of the hitter's hands and flew through the air, striking Clear directly between the eyes. The impact crushed his nose and caused multiple skull fractures, forcing him into a medically induced coma. He lost his sense of smell, suffered from repeated seizures, and struggled with basic functions like breathing and swallowing. During his recovery, a massive overnight life transformation was physically impossible. To move forward at all, he was entirely forced to start small. 2 years later, while starting college, he began building foundational routines in his dorm. He went to bed early every night to improve his sleep. He kept his room tidy. He started lifting weights consistently. These minor routines provided a profound sense of control that eventually rippled outward, building his personal confidence and improving his performance in the classroom. Clear defines an atomic habit using the dual meaning of the word. Atomic means an extremely small, irreducible unit, but it also describes the source of immense energy or power. While we often focus on motivation, human behavior is actually rooted in a predictable mechanical system. All habits are governed by a subconscious 4-step feedback loop. It begins with a cue, which triggers a craving. This leads to the response, which finally provides a reward. Clear proposes the 4 laws of behavior change to engineer this loop. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. Human behavior is a system design problem. When you change the architecture of the loop, success becomes a logical outcome rather than a struggle of willpower. If we return to Clear's story, we can see the compounding effect of these atomic habits over his 6-year collegiate career. He bulked up to a lean 200 pounds, he earned his university's highest academic honor, and was eventually named an ESPN Academic All-American. There was no single defining or historic moment in his athletic career. His success was a gradual evolution of small wins. Cultural narratives often obsess over overnight success, but fulfilling your potential looks like a long series of tiny, invisible breakthroughs. We are conditioned to believe that big results require monumental, exhausting changes. This chart illustrates the mathematical law of habits. Time magnifies whatever margin of behavior you feed it. A 1% daily improvement compounds into a trajectory that soars upward over time. Maintaining your current habits will inevitably lead to your exact current results. Focusing on the aggregation of marginal gains, getting just 1% better every day, is what leads to the long-term results that seem unreachable from where you are today. Lasting transformation is the output of an atomic system you choose to run.